Hi all, time for another Liverpool video. Today just a quick catch up from sort of where we left off last time after the Burnley win. Just going to run through a few of the games we've been through. Managed to actually attend one as well, so I'll delve a little bit further into that one than normal, and just a general kind of catch up at this point of the season as we closely now on the cusp of October, going into kind of the sort of meat of the season. I normally call it October, November, December. Obviously we've got the Christmas kind of January break this season, so yeah, October to December, really crucial kind of time for sorting out that top four, sorting out that who the title contenders are and teams for relegation as well. So yeah, starting off, first game that's been since I did the last video was the Newcastle game at home. Obviously went 1-0 down early on. Great goal from Williams. Caught us a little bit asleep, I'll be honest, but yeah, fought back really well, to be honest with you. Obviously 1-1 from Mane. It's a great finish, top corner. Robertson down the left hand side getting the assist. Another goal from Mane in the first half, turned it round to be leading at half time. Not quite as pretty as the first one, but yeah, just kind of got in there with his speed, got that touch around the goalkeeper, so yeah, that was good to see. And then Salah kind of cherry on top with that great sort of Salah-esque goal to make it 3-1. So yeah, no qualms there. That was really good, keeping top of the Prem, 100% record, stretching that that run of winning games. Obviously followed by the Napoli game in the Champions League. Yeah, not quite as good. Doesn't seem to be a happy hunting ground for us at the minute. Lost there last season, 1-0 this year, 2-0. I think we were better than we were last year at Napoli, but yeah, obviously the result still not what we were looking for. I think the penalty was extremely harsh. I'm not sure it was a pen. You get some of those ones in the Champions League especially, but obviously once that goal went in, totally changed the game. We chased the game, and Llorente kind of put them 2-0 up towards the end with an error. I mean, people blaming Van Dijk, but really Adrian, I think it might have been Matip and Robertson as well, just kind of all looked at each other and let Llorente in. So I wouldn't say one person to blame. I'd say in general, the defence has not been as strong as it has been in the past, especially last season. I don't think we've got enough clean sheets. Obviously Alisson's been missing, which is a big miss. So to win all our games so far in the Prem, with Adrian in goal has been impressive. So obviously I think Alisson's back. I think they said he's back in training yesterday, which is Sunday the 29th of September. I can't see him coming back for next weekend at home to Leicester. There's another international break not too far away, so I think probably a realistic aim is the game against Manchester United. I think it's the 20th of October, which is in about 3 weeks' time. So get him training. Obviously, guard is such an important position. You can't just kind of come on for 10-20 minutes to get your fitness back. It's all or nothing, really. You start or you don't, and you don't really come on either. So I don't think he's quite going to be ready until after that, that other international break. So it'd be good to see him back in the team. We have missed him. I mean, Adrian's done a cracking job, but Alisson is one of the best, if not the best, in the world right now. So yeah, it'd be good to have him back. Hopefully he can marshal defence, because Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson and Arnold's pretty solid. It's just we've just kind of missed that kind of cutting edge. We've let teams have too many chances, and better teams, i.e. Napoli, have taken advantage of those. So obviously after that Napoli game, we went to the bridge at Chelsea. Game, really, I think we drew last year, and this year I wouldn't have been disappointed with a draw. But if you want to win the league title, you got to think, what would Man City do? Would Man City go to Chelsea and win? Probably would. So really you need to keep up with the wins, win every game you possibly can. So we started really well. Alexander-Arnold getting the free kick, which was a fantastic finish, and then Firmino scoring a header to put us 2-0 up in the first half. Great cross from Robertson from the set piece. So 2 set piece goals was good to see. Chelsea obviously got one back, but yeah, held on for a 2-1 win there. Went a bit defensive a bit too early, in my opinion. Kind of invited them on a tad, but no, take the win again. Another win for the Premier League, which is really what it's all about this season. I mean, last year, after the heartbreak of Kiev, everybody wanted the Champions League. I know we wanted the league as well, which we almost did the double, but now winning the Champions League, it's all about the league title now. So we really, really, really want to go and win that game, win that trophy now. So that was good to see. Focusing on the Premier League as number one priority, which I've been going 1 point, so close last season when it wasn't really meant to be the season of winning the league. It was meant to be getting within a title challenge was the aim for last season, which we more than did. So this year was the aim of winning the league, which again started brilliantly. I think we won every single game. So yeah, hopefully we keep on pushing. But I went to the MK Dons Liverpool game, which is my local kind of stadium, if you like. I'm sort of a Luton Town sort of supporter as well, but MK Dons obviously is very close by to where I live. So I couldn't pass up the opportunity to see them. I will try and post the video of me outside the players' entrance when the bus arrived, because I managed to get within sort of touching distance of Klopp and Chamberlain and Milner and Lallana and Brewster. It was really good to see them all kind of shake the hands of the kids at the front, which was really nice to see. And yeah, massive support in this area of the country for Liverpool. So lots of Liverpool fans in the Dons sections as well, so that was good as well. So yeah, I mean, starting off with that game, the quality wasn't as high as I'd expect. The Dons were pretty poor. Liverpool weren't much better, to be honest with you. First goal was the Milner goal. Good strike, played really well at left back, Milner. But goalie's got to be saving that, chucked it in his own net really. And then later goal from Hoover, and Milner assist. Hoover looking pretty decent, to be fair. I do like him with a header. So that was the 2-0. Bit of controversy we brought on Chirivella about the hour mark. Don't think his registration was exactly sorted, so hopefully we don't get kicked out of the competition. I think Sunderland did something similar a couple of years ago and got a fine, so I think it'd be extremely harsh to kick us out for that. But it is what it is. They might make an example of us, but it's not the end of the world really. Carabao Cup's not brilliantly important. It'd be nice to get a domestic trophy, as it's been a while, but not the end of the world, as you'd say, if we do get knocked out. But I can't see it. I think fine. It's probably going to be fair. As I was actually there, I thought, I don't normally, but I'll do some player ratings for the players that did play. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. Kelleher in goal, I thought had a really solid game. Really made some fantastic saves, to be fair. Some point blank ones as well. Some great diving efforts, and looked really confident with his feet, which is what you do actually really look for now these days with goalkeepers, especially the way Liverpool want to play. So that was good to see him do that. I'd give him a pretty solid 8 out of 10. Kelleher, don't think he did a lot wrong. Possibly a 9, but I mean 8, pretty strong 8 I'd say from him. Obviously Milner at left back was man of the match for me. Goal and an assist, 9 out of 10 from him. Mr. Consistent, vice captain, so he was captain for the game. Led by example. All the the young kids need to look up to his professionalism and this fitness levels that he's still going. 33, 34 years old, and he still looks the best player on the pitch, which is incredible. So a good 9 from him. Who do you have at centre back? Lovren and Gomez. They weren't great, if I'm honest. They look really shaky. Lovren especially. Early on, he let a Dons player in. He just can't seem to judge the flight of a ball. Every ball over the top, he just lets it go over his head, gets in trouble. Slips, gives away fouls, and a better team would have scored. They squared it, and it was a blast over the bar from close range. But you're thinking Lovren. I know he's not played a lot of football, so it's not easy to keep your match fitness up. But this is League One MK Dons. They're 14th, 15th in League One, and self-proclaimed one of the best in the world, playing in the Champions League final and World Cup final. Last year, you need to be kind of showing your class even without a run of form. So. Yeah, not a big fan of Lovren in that game. I'd say maybe a 4 or a 5 out of 10. Not impressed at all. He's not going to be getting in the first team anytime soon. And I'll be amazed if he did not move on in Jan or in the summer, because he's not going to get any games at all. Gomez, slightly better. Looked pretty shaky. Got done similar to Lovren on the right-hand side. Just a shoulder to shoulder, and came off second best, and they were in behind, which again, better teams are going to score. Kelleher got us out of trouble in that chance, sorry. So, I mean, maybe a little bit better than Lovren, maybe a 6 out of 10. Nothing special. And, he's nowhere near the form he was showing last season. So, Matip, quite rightly, has kept his place alongside the big man. So, could improve there. Right back, we had young Jan Hoover, who I thought was excellent. Solid 8 out of 10, got a goal. Looked really positive down that right-hand side, attacking. Good defensively as well. I think he could play as centre-back as well. So, really good option to have centre-back. And centre mid and centre and right back even for Hoover. So really young talent, looking like a good player. So yeah, I'd like to see him in the team in the future. Looks like Klein's pretty much come to the end of his career. So with Liverpool, Hoover looks a good backup option for Alexander-Arnold in the cup games. So yeah, I was really impressed with him. Good 8 out of 10 from him. Midfield we started with, I believe, Chamberlain, Lallana, and Keita. Keita, well off it. Really disappointed with him. Taken off on the hour mark. Did not influence the game at all. I mean, he's quickly becoming a flop for me. 60 odd mil, waited a year from him, big hype. He's done absolutely nothing for us. I mean, he's barely got a run of form because of injuries, which isn't your fault, but you know, it doesn't help when you've got people that are always injured. You know, look at the comparison with Fabinho. It took him a while to get into the team when he came in last season, but he's not looked back, and he's one of the most important players in the team now. You know, defensively with Van Dijk, him just in front is absolute brick wall. So in comparison, Keita is not really nailed down a place. Is he an attacking midfielder? Is he box to box? Is he a holding midfielder? No one knows because he's just not played, whether that be form or with injuries. So yeah, I'm really disappointed. I'm really looking for more from Keita. If he doesn't pick it up or get in the team in the next year, I do think he might be moving on, if I'm honest, at the end of the summer, because you know, he doesn't seem to have settled very well. He might go, look going back to Germany, but it's a disappointing because I expected a lot from him. There's a kind of an Emre Can replacement, but he's really not happened. So, maybe a 5 out of 10 from him. It just did not show anything at all. And the other two were very similar. Chamberlain and Lallana were just not at the races. I mean, this is a League One MK Dons team, and you're trying to prove to Klopp that you should be getting minutes in the first team. And we seem to have a pretty strong 11 first team now. You've got Henderson, Wijnaldum and Fabinho start all the big games. It seems a pretty set team. I mean, last year we rotated the midfield a lot, but this year, I mean, other than Milner and then maybe Chamberlain coming on as sub, it's been that midfield three, which seems to be working really well. So no, Lallana did not influence the game at all. Looked lost, as did Chamberlain. No, not really anything. I think Chamberlain slightly better, hit the post. That's pretty much all he did. So again, maybe a 6 out of 10 for both of those two. Not impressed whatsoever. They're not going to be getting in the main team anytime soon. Obviously, front three, very good young looking team to that. Curtis Jones on the right hand side, or on the left actually. Sorry, Elliott on the right. I think they switched second half. Brewster through the middle. Couple of debuts there. Curtis Jones looked decent. I'd say a pretty strong 7 out of 10. Looked good on the ball. Looked confident. Didn't the final pass could have been better at the end. The delivery into the box could have been better, but looked good on the ball. I thought Harvey Elliott was excellent. Hit the bar twice. First one he should have scored. The second one was really unlucky. But 16 years of age, unbelievable. He will be in the first team, I would think, within the next couple of years if he keeps going. So yeah, really impressed with Elliott. So I'd say a 7 from Jones, pretty strong 8 from Elliott, and then Brewster. Yeah, so much hype about him. I expected more again. Didn't really show a lot, to be fair. I mean, not impressed with Brewster whatsoever. He just, spent most of his time chasing shadows, running after lost causes, slipping over. So maybe a 5 for Brewster. Not brilliantly impressed. Chirivella came on, as I mentioned, after an hour. Looked okay. Difficult to rate. Maybe 5 or a 6 out of 10. Didn't really do a lot wrong. Didn't really have much time to do much else. A couple of key passes. Looked to play the ball forward, which was good. I think that was it. Vandenberg came on with about a minute left. But yeah, other than that, not many other subs came on. So yeah, overall 2-0 win. But I know I've forgotten someone. There's a substitute. I can't remember who it was. But I think it was Herbie Kane. That's the one. Not sure where he's come from. He's going to be 21. He looks like he's about 35. He didn't look like a young bloke at all. He struggled getting up and down the pitch. I don't think he barely touched the ball. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to see a better performance from him, but got the win into the next round against Arsenal at home if we don't get kicked out, which, again, probably expect a little bit of a stronger team than we put out. I don't think we'd put out quite as many youngsters. Maybe still play the backup players, get the minutes in, but maybe play 1 or 2 free first teamers as well, just to make sure we get through, because the Arsenal reserves and backup and youngsters are quite good. Little team actually, the team that usually play in the Europa League early rounds. So yeah, it'd be good to get a little cup run going if we can with a bigger squad this season. So that would be good to see. Just going to finish off really. Sheffield United was the next game. 1-0. It's just happened Saturday, a couple of days ago. Wasn't a great performance again. Looked really shaky at the back. Didn't look brilliantly sharp up front either. Really lucky goal from Gini. If you don't shoot, you don't score, but the goalie's saving that all day, surely, letting it through his legs. His own manager's been quite critical of him as well, rightly so. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of them games, isn't it, that you know, looking back over the years where we've come close to winning the league, you know, 2009 when we've drawn with Stoke twice. It's one of them games where you think, you know, that's probably going to be a 0-0. It probably should have been a 0-0, but you know, getting that win, that's a massive 2 points. As we know, that can be all the difference at the end of the season. So really, really happy that we came away with a win. Don't know if we deserved it, but you know, we'll take it. So on to the next one, which brings me into Wednesday's game. Home to Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League. Really need a win after the pretty shocking performance in Napoli, if I'm honest. They've got a good striker, good young striker, but really Austrian champions coming to Anfield, we should be tearing them a new one, really. So I'm looking, you know, looking for a bounce back there, 2 or 3-0 hopefully. And then we got Leicester at the weekend, which is looking like a huge game after their 5-0 win over Newcastle. I think they're up to 3rd. You know, they're looking really, really strong. You know, likes of Maddison, Pereira, Chilwell, you know, Vardy. They're looking really, really strong. Tielemans in midfield. They've got a good side. Brendan Rodgers obviously coming back to Anfield. I think it might even be the first time. I think he went to Celtic and then, yeah, I think it's his first return since he left. So that'd be nice because he'd have a good reception. You know, we do think quite highly of Brendan Rodgers. He did get us close to the title with the help of Luis Suarez, but you know, there was the right time for him to leave. He just couldn't seem to attract the right type of player to the club. I rewatched Klopp's first interview with Liverpool at the weekend. It was really interesting to see him saying, you know, give us time and, you know, we can create something special, and that's definitely what's happening at the moment. So hopefully we'll carry on with another win. I think it's 15 or 16 wins on the bounce now in the Premier League. So, you know, keep going, keep pushing, because the juggernaut of Man City, that, you know, if they do slip up, you got to capitalise, and if you've got a 5-point lead, you got to keep it. So really looking for you know, possibly a 1-0 there with Leicester at the weekend, which would be good. Last point I was going to make is a really quick one today. The Club World Cup is in December, has been confirmed. Some of our opponents are, you know, likely semi-finalists, like some Monterrey and, you know, the Asian champions and stuff like that, is in mid-December, I think the 18th, and then the final will be on the 21st. So the league game with West Ham has been postponed, and we'll probably be playing that sometime in Jan or Feb, when there's a free mid-week evening. Yeah, so, you know, the only real team we're going to have to play is the South American champions in the final. The likes of your River Plates, your Independiente, the Boca Juniors. A couple of the Brazilian teams are quite strong as well. So, obviously, we were last there in 2005. I was pretty gutted that we didn't win it that year, because, you know, you're not going to be in these tournaments very often. It's not as prestigious as the Champions League, but, you know, it's a big thing to have on your shirt, you know, World Club Champion badge, which would be awesome to have, saying we were the best in the world, and, you know, no one can take that away from you. So really looking forward to that one. I think it's on in the Middle East, to say something like Qatar or something like that, but hopefully I can catch it on telly if it's not on a crazy time during working hours, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll come out with victorious. So yeah, on to the next one. As I say, Red Bull Wednesday, Leicester on Saturday. Can't believe it's not televised, by the way, the Leicester game. Home to Leicester. It's normally one of the best games of the season. It's always on BT or Sky, and it's not televised, which is unbelievable. So really gutted about that one. I have to watch the catch-ups on that. But yeah, take it easy. Got my Liverpool coat on, as you can see. And yeah, come on, boys. Catch you soon. Cheers.